Hello, everybody. Mark here at Gilbo Realty. Thank you so much for coming back and watching another show today. This is our website. If you haven't been there, you're looking to search for homes in the villages or even surrounding regions. We go from north of the villages or north of Ocala all the way down to Fort Lauderdale with the MLS. So you can feel free to search here in multiple ways. But go here to the Villages tab, buy a home, fast home search. It brings you to this page. Download our map. It's hugely successful. It'll let you search each individual village within the villages and pull up the inventory within that map on our website. Works great. Great way for you to learn what's for sale, where everything's going, the road systems, where all the shopping is. I added a bunch of my own stuff to that map that I thought would help our clients out. So feel free to check that out just under Buy a Home tab here. We have a buyer's manual that will teach you a little bit more about the villages itself and what we do as a company. If you're looking at open houses, don't be afraid to click on that tab. If you're in the villages, you want to go to open houses on the MLS. If it's in the MLS as an open house, it's going to show up on that website. And then if you're going to do a lifestyle visit, let us know because you'll hook you up with one of our agents, Sandy, Steve Bedell, my wife, Nicole. We have Raymond, and we have a new agent, Tyler. Tyler's now on board. He's going to be coming through his orientation here shortly. He'll be done. And so we have a bunch of agents going to be helping out, probably more coming on board at some point. But go to this page, Villages Home, Buy a Home. Go here. You can search the villages inventory multiple ways. And whether it's a highway system between the sixes, 466 South, waterfront homes, water view homes, pools, golf courses, fence yards, golf cart garages, which is a big one for most, corner lots, which seem to be a little tricky at times to find, but I found them, and then turnkey houses. If you're an investor, you don't want to have to worry, and maybe you're not around, maybe you're in another state as an investor, and you want to find a house, you know you're going to have to furnish it. Maybe you start at this tab right here and find yourself a good rental. Probably going to be some rentals already in that link, and maybe some landlords looking to sell. And they've already done all the work for you. You just got to make sure you go in there and check it out. Make sure their furniture's not junk. But what we're going to do today is cover some houses and payments. At the bottom of this page, so in here, there is a calculator that we're going to use. And if you're looking to finance, probably 60% of the closings in the villages are financing, about 55, give or take. About 35% cash. The cash sales have actually dropped off a little bit across the state of Florida. And there's many reasons for that. I'm not going to get into it. But at the same time, so a lot of people are still looking for financing. And they want to know, hey, can I afford it? What can I do? This calculator is going to help you out. So we're going to look at a couple houses today. You could do this yourself. You don't need me to do it for you. If you have a question on the house, what a payment's going to be, just come to this page, go to the bottom. You can get a general idea what your payment will fall. But one of the houses I pulled up was, where is it? This one right here, 1236 La Chapelle Lane. It's a pretty house. I love the Topaz model. It's nice. And they're asking $299. It finally came down in price. They just lowered it $16K to where I think it's going to sell at this price or near it. They're sitting at $249 a square foot. There you go, folks. $249 is a secret number right now. And good location, right? Not too far away. This is where they started at, $325, now $299. Okay. So let's look at what they have here for taxes. They have taxes $49.34. Now I pulled up the tax bill and Good Realtor, because it says here tax rate $49.34. Now they have an assessed value of $227, but they got some exemptions. They got a $50,000 exemption on partial taxes, and then the school taxes, City of Leesburg, saying water management. They get $50,000 on some of these. Okay, so your taxes will vary a little bit. It's going to be very based. If you're a veteran, you're going to get certain discounts. Okay, and then it also is going to include your debt. That's your bond, yearly bond payment. That's going to be your maintenance fee. That maintenance fee will always be there. Let me zoom in. This maintenance fee right here, even if you pay off this bond, which is probably financed over 30 years, you're going to always have that 340 plus maintenance fee, not going away. Okay? But let's see what this works out to be on a payment of a mortgage. It's kind of interesting. I love doing this stuff, right? So let's see. We're at $299 Taxes $49.34. Let's figure it out. So $299,000. Let's say you're going to put 20% down. You don't want to use all your cash. Say you sold your house, you walked away with $100,000. You're going to put $60,000 down. I always recommend keeping some cash in the bank or in savings for a rainy day. And rate, let's say we can get you 6.9. Let's say 6.75 because you can buy the rate down a little bit. Property taxes, what are they? $49.34. Again, they're going to change a little bit. Let's go to $5,000 even. Make our life easy. Let's calculate our payment. So a payment on a $299,000 house with 20% down, 30 years, is $2,276. Now, if we look at this scheduled payment, it says here your mortgage payments over 30 years will add up to $819K. Hence the reason why we all need appreciation on a property, because we need to hopefully get some of this money back. Now, this is not taking into consideration you can write off the interest on your taxes and all that other stuff. If you're an investor, you know that you can depreciate that house over 27 and a half years. Okay, we all know that, depending on how we're buying it. But if we look here, what I want people to understand, the first 10 years of this payment is really important. We're looking at 120 months. First 10 years is where a lot of your interest is going to hit. So if you look here, $151,000 in the first 10 years in interest alone, you're only paying $35,000 in principal. So if you can make one extra payment in the first year, forever, make one extra payment, one extra principal payment. Doesn't have to be principal, interest, and taxes, just principal and interest, which is, it'll knock this down probably half. If you can make a couple extra payments per year, it'll probably knock that down even further. So even though you have a higher rate today, you can negate interest rate with extra payments. So, you know, in 2004, 2003, rates were at like 6.5%, 7%, about a little bit lower than what they are today. And I used to always work out the numbers for everybody, saying, look, if you make one extra payment a year, this is what you're going to save. This is how you can knock your home down faster. This is how you can negate interest rate. Okay. And that is by making an extra payment or two per year if you can do it. And a lot of people, what they would do then is they would actually go and they would get their tax money back for the year. They throw an extra payment on the mortgage or throw an extra 2 payments on, which helped them 10 years down the road have a lot more equity in their home to be able to refinance, maybe upgrade their home, sell their home, take that equity somewhere else. Okay, that's kind of what people did. And it worked out, for most people, worked out very well. So this is just an idea of what you can do with some of these. So let's look at another house. Okay, 668 Maybank Loop. Let's look at this one. This is a nice house. Love the paver driveway. It's on the golf course. Beautiful view right outside his back door, right? And this one here is sitting about the annual tax amount $37.33. So I looked up the county taxes. There's no bond on this. So it's $37.71 right now. And the bond has been paid. See this? Bond is paid. And sometimes you do see that fire district in there. Maintenance fees $510, as you can see here, $831 plus $37.71, right? So your total taxes on this are $46.02. And the realtor probably needs to change his figure because it's not really right. I know they don't want to include the bond and everything as taxes, but it really need to put them in there because it is included. It's going to be a yearly fee just like taxes, okay? But at the same time, that's not a big deal. So we're looking at $46.02. This is why we look at them. And let's go here. They're asking for this house $725. Let's say you can get it for $700. You're putting 20% down, 30-year fix, 6.75, right? Let's go $4,700. Let's go $5,000 just to be safe because just want to be fair. So here's your payment, $49.15 per month on a $700,000 house with 20% down. So let's say we put 30 down. What's that do? It raises our down payment to $210 from $140. That changes our payment about $450. So I'm guessing that on this home, for every 10% we put down, is going to change our payment $450. Let's find out. There you go, about $450. So for every 10% down on a $700,000 house at this rate, it's going to change your payment about $450. But most people, if they can, they'll put at least 30% down. Where are we going to be? $44.61. But over the 30-year term, if you keep this for 30 years, you're looking at $1.6 million over 30 years. Let's look at our schedule. Again, let's look at the first 10 years, which I think is probably the most important. You're going to pay $309,000 in interest, of almost half of what you paid for this house. Remaining balance $417. Principal, you've only paid $72,000 in the first 10 years. So again, that first 10 years is really important. If you have to go this route. You want to put an extra payment on every single year, an extra 2 payments if you can, of principal and interest. It'll knock this interest down quite a bit in the first 10 years. And after 10 years, you're scot-free. You're going to be in much better shape. And that does not take into consideration maybe any interest rate drops or anything else you may do, refinancing among other things. Okay. But just think about this. If you're going to go into financing, you have to finance the buying the villages because a lot of the transactions in the villages are financed. Then think about not using all your cash. You don't want to be house poor. Everybody's going saying, oh, I don't want a mortgage, don't want a mortgage. But, I'm okay with the mortgage because, all my taxes are escrowed. I don't have to worry about it. It's in my payment. I make one payment, it's done. I don't have to worry about coming up with these separate tax payments a couple times a year. I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. And just don't put yourself in a position to where, okay, look, I could put a huge chunk of money down. I threw it into my house, okay, and I paid my house down. Oh, I paid it off. Now I need to refinance. Okay, I need to take money out because something happened, in my personal life where I have to take out like $300,000. I'm on a fixed income, and now I can't even borrow my house. That's happened. I've seen many of those people sitting in my office in my day crying because they can't take their equity out of their house because they don't make enough money or their credit's been dinged or something happened to where they can't pull their money out. Just remember, you sink your equity, all your money into your house. There may be a time in life where you won't be able to touch that money. Just be very careful. You don't want to be cash poor is what I'm trying to get at. Don't be cash poor. But this is just a way for you. You can go here to this page, go to buy a home, right up here. Go to fast home search, right? Buy a home, fast home search. Go on this page, brings you right here. You can search multiple different ways. Go to the bottom of this page, use this calculator, and it'll help you figure out where you're going to fall. If you have any questions on this, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. If you need a lender, you need some financing, you need a pre-approval, let us know. We know 2 or 3 lenders in the villages or around them. We'd be happy to send you their information. If you are a lender, send me your information. I'll be happy to give people your information as well. Send me your loan product, what you offer, and where you're located. We'll also be happy to add you to our list. So everybody had a rocking day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.